So the guest room in my house is now absolutely packed full of baby stuff, and there's no room for anything. I'm currently using it as an office because there's just nowhere else to go. But that's got me thinking about my future child. We're about to have our first child, which is incredible and also horrifying and nerve-wracking and so on and so forth. But the reality that this has got me thinking about this week is the fact that if you are a follower of Jesus, then you have a role in the story of every single child in your church. God has called us to dedicate our children to the Lord. What that means literally just is to raise them to become followers of Jesus, to teach them about who God is and what he is like, to teach them about his will and his ways and so on and so forth. But that's actually not something that we can do alone. So many of the problems that we have in modern life come from the fact that we are trying to do things literally as tiny nuclear families with two parents and one child or whatever that once upon a time people did with entire villages. You need that village, but the village that you need as a follower of Jesus is the church. You need the rest of God's people to pour into your children with you. You do not need to do it alone. And so if you are a parent, then I think the calling that God is placing on you is ask the other people in your church to help you. Literally, just even things like babysitting, even things like, taking them to school sometimes, taking them to camp, taking them to violin lessons, whatever it is. Let them be there in that gap for you and fill some of those spaces where you are two people who probably both or can't. And at the same time, if you are a member of a church, do everything you can to help the parents in your church in any way they can. Be their village. You can reinforce and scaffold the work that God is doing in their children's lives just by offering up your presence. Take care.